Good evening, folks, and welcome to the final week of group stage action here in the 2024 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Tonight we have a quad race. It's two separate 1v1 matchups. Up top, we have DiabeetusThe2nd and Sassagelink facing off out of the sleep group. And on the bottom, we have sillydabbit and chromataclysm facing off out of the Hurtmore group. Hi, everybody. I'm DK9146. Alongside me tonight, Hoodie Two Shoes. How you doing, Hoodie?
I am doing great, and this is a race that many people have been waiting for because there's the opportunity for a 5-way tiebreaker depending on the outcome of the bottom race, and not to be ignored, the top race is an elimination race, so I do believe that the loser of the top race is guaranteed to be out of the bracket stage.
Yeah, lots of at the end of the group stage, we're always facing some consequences here. So yeah, it's a winning and winning doing much better for the top race for sure. While, as you said, the bottom race, we're guaranteed in that Hurtmore group already to have at least a 3-way tiebreaker for the 2nd and 3rd seed. If Chromataclysm wins, he gets the number 1 seed. If sillydabbit wins, though, like you said, all bets are off. 5 runners vying for all 3 positions in a 5-way runoff should be absolutely hilarious. We know chat's rooting for the dabbit on the left there, but we'll see what happens. And here comes some instructions while we have some terrible stats there with that flashing 4.
Yeah, and 20 HP, 12 agility, so 6 defense. Things are off to a, well, you get an extra key to start, so maybe that'll help, but looking like a low offense and defense start.
Absolutely, yeah. The extra key could potentially come into play. That cursed bell as well. If there's a town nearby, we can sell that potentially for 180 gold, which is exactly a copper sword. Or some torches.
Yeah. Or some torches or some fairy water could be very helpful. So we'll see what happens here. Dabbit electing to save here. Maybe give the treasury a check.
Yeah, it looks like 3 of the runners saving. Chromataclysm just going to go ahead and check it out first. If he wants to, he can reset. Oh, there's the armor in the bottom right chest. We have a set of wings here in the middle. We have a fairy water, and on top left, we have some gold.
Yeah, even if you're not going to save, you could potentially think about heading. If you're going to go right in the treasury, going up and setting up a potential chest glitch. And I believe that maybe that's what sillydabbit has done here.
Yeah, all of them will have a chest glitch available to them if they opt to go with it. sillydabbit looks like he is going to opt to go ahead and stay here. He's going to get some offense. He can take some gold if he wants. The top 2 runners both reset out of this. Chromataclysm goes ahead and keeps the armor, but does not glitch, but is already getting some experience here.
Yep, got a magician for an easy level 2, and not quite ready for the wolf, but does see a town here, and depending on what's, yeah, this is Garrenham. We can see what's at the shop. They do have a gold grind available to them right at the beginning, so could be worth, especially with armor, if you could Flame Sword Silver Shield here. And Hand Axe Silver Shield might not be a bad way to start.
No, for sure. And meanwhile, Diabeetus decided after the reset, we're going to check the basement of Tantage. We'll find Swamp South is trying to make it through here. Obviously, with where we're at, not very viable to run and does get taken out by a Spectre.
Yep, we'll see if DB2 finds the Garrenham town as well, and maybe decides for a reset for the gold and the armor, or just wants to save the key.
Yeah, this is an interesting start because there's so many possibilities on what you might want to opt to do here, as it looks like we're near the top of the coast based on Diabeetus there. He's not gone south, seen the town. We have Chromataclysm with knowledge of the town, maybe not quite knowledge that he can do the grind. Sassagelink knows about it, but opted to just go ahead and deal with what he had there. sillydabbit has not seen the town, but did do the grind and got some stuff here. And so we got varying options here, and it's kind of humorous that it's the bottom race that they both gave up the keys and the top race that they both kept it.
Yeah, that is funny. Both synchronicity on both sides, so your opponent has done the same thing you have in both races.
Absolutely. So Dabbit uses his fairy water to good effect, is up to level 2. Meanwhile, we're getting level 3 over here for Chromataclysm. 2, 4, 11, 14, no spells.
Not bad, though. Getting some extra agility and maybe MP there. So no spells to use, but once you do, it's nice to have a nice MP buffer.
Yeah, and that strength gain, I didn't realize how much it was at level 2. It was a 33 strength gain at level 2, so that explains a lot of what's happening here. Dabbit quickly to level 3 is not heading south yet. Has some cash on him still, could do some work with that if he were to head south.
Yeah, it just needs to save, really, at this point, 600 gold, be able to pick up that hand axe. I think most importantly at this point, already having access to the armor.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting to see how they've decided about this. But meanwhile, level 4 coming, 5 strength, 1 agility, 1 hit point, 2 MP. The spell of outside.
Outside is great. So now if you end up in another cave, you have the ability to leave, or makes going in places like Tablet a little bit more palatable. But for our bottom racers, they're going to have to find keys again before they do any door opening.
Yeah, and at stage, I will question: do you want to have that little boon and give up that starting key, or do you want to try and hold on to that key? Maybe it's worth it and force something else. And that's what it seemed like was happening up here. But it looks like DiabeetusThe2nd may be ultimately giving up that key. And is going to take what he's getting out of this treasury because he's back in here.
Yep. Did not set up the chest glitch. It looks like, but maybe has decided that the armor fairy water start is the way he wanted to go.
Yeah, and don't look now, but David off to a quick lead here. He is the way he's routing here, he's going to miss that town of Garenham just to the south. It's now to his west, but 58 strength at level 5 after that 4 strength start is kind of funny.
Yeah, able to just punch a metal scorpion to death is indicative of that strength. And look at that symmetrical cave situation we've got going on.
Absolutely. One north and one south of the opening here. Which way's he going? He's going up and is going to find the tablet cave. So we have a free chest here at the bottom. We did get the outside spell, so we can get back out pretty quick.
Have exactly 6 MP as well, so perfect.
Meanwhile, up top, DiabeetusThe2nd finds out our Magidrakis, they hurt a little more and takes a trip back to the king.
And you can tell that giving up the key for our bottom racers has allowed them to get a significant XP lead on the top racers that did not have access to the armor.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing of note in the bottom of Tablet. Meanwhile, we have the Stones Cave, aka Freebie Cave. So both are one chest free caves available right next to each other, which is pretty funny. And we get something else of non-need.
I believe they were both torches, so you're lighting the way when we've got permanent torch on.
Yeah, permanent torch, no. Oh, that's the East Coast. Reverse count intensifies. Oh, man, all your errand 2U2s.
Yeah, and having some idea about even just one reverse coordinate could potentially lead you to a somewhat simple coordinate get check.
Yeah, so here we go. We got DiabeetusThe2nd starting to progress out up here now. He just hit that nice level a couple moments ago and is already up to level 4. Is immediately just sitting and grinding though at this point. Chromataclysm's going east and finding these same caves that we had already seen. Looks like Sassagelink has gotten him some keys and is going to go ahead and be our first runner to check out Garenham.
Yeah, and we'll see if there's a silver harp, one of our story items. It's a great one to find, a death necklace, and a fairy water.
Yeah, not going to be mad about that. Meanwhile, David finally walks a little bit west and sees the town of Garenham here. It's going to be like, oh, maybe I missed something, but we got the grave in the bottom of Garenham. How vanilla.
Yeah, very nice. And picking up this hand axe is going to put Dabbit about on par with Chromataclysm's power. So bottom race looking fairly even so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, that Spectre's got baby breath and ambush Sassagelink, so does not make it to the chest and grave. We'll see what he opts to try and do here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sassage still with 0 XP. It's been a little bit tough out there, and it seems like having the armor really made the difference in being able to get over the hump and get that huge strength gain at level 2.
100%, but he is now going to go ahead and raid the treasury. He's got some keys on him, so he's going to go ahead and get some stuff going here. Going to pick up some more keys. Got that armor now. We'll be able to start progressing, but Diabetes quickly accelerating on the experience up here in that grind, just short of level 6 now.
Did Dabbit just sell the armor?
Well, if he did, that's real bad, because he doesn't have the key to get it back yet. Yes, he sure did. He is blinking in the swamp. That is one of those things that can happen when you get something big so early that ultimately it isn't in your mind when you're like, hey, I've got somewhere I can spend my money.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Well, here's Swamp North.
Well, that's interesting. So we have a single continent here because that's Swamp North. He can walk through there to get keys out of Tantagel. It backdoors into Tantagel.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the way to get keys. So hopefully Dabbit can pick up on that, realize that Swamp. I mean, it might not have seen it though, because it might have gone right into the treasury.
No, correct. He does not know that yet, but did not opt to try. And with it potentially being able to backdoor, especially since we've already seen some loose caves around, there's a decent chance for it to backdoor. I think it would be a priority to try and go through it. He is heading back this direction, but running into some nasty enemies.
Would be an amazing save, though. A real bailout play to be able to do this right now. And, and decides not to.
Yeah, the fake out. Yeah, and a lot of people do, for whatever reason, ultimately want to prioritize main continent exploration. So yeah, he's in a deep hole as a result of this armor. That armor is huge. Just from the heel walking, the extra defense alone, it's massive.
Yeah, that puts DWR very far behind the mark right now, because it might be much more difficult now to find keys in the first place.
Well, he's still got a small experience point lead, but yes, walking around, taking a death. Let's see what he ultimately decides to do here. He's not making much progression, finding things on the overworld here as it stands. Knows where that cave is, but just is not giving it a chance yet.
Yeah, eventually might consider just going through swamp if things continue to progress in the deathward direction. Meanwhile, up top, looks like we're just steadily trying to get some XP here. Both players grinding in, looks like the Zone 1 west of Zone 0 there.
Yeah, absolutely. Picking up some really good experience here. Sassagelink not too terribly far behind, especially being able to take out wolves here at level 5. Going to jump quickly to level 6. Diabetes, if he gets this wolf down here in a moment, will be able to jump to level 7.
Yeah, and will be the first racer to do so, and gets it. See what the gains are. 2 strength, 16 agility, 16 HP, and I did not see on the MP, but looked like quite a number. What, 23?
Yeah, big numbers in the areas that we needed some big numbers that we were lacking in. So that's a huge level 7 there.
Oh, it wasn't quite 23. It was less than that.
No, it was triple 16s. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you, Shahali, in chat there. Yeah, Sassagelink can't quite get over the kill of that wolf, but most likely a small technical glitch. We'll keep an eye on that one, see if we can get him going again. Hopefully everything's good there. Bottom race, Chromataclysm just hit that level 7 as well. Finds Breckenary looking for a little something here, and missed if he bought something, but maybe he got a club.
Got a small shield, I think.
I was like, I knew it was something cheap.
And we got Sassage back, it looks like. Meanwhile, DWR is still reeling from the armor sale, and appears to have not gone through swamp, but there's a town here. I'm not sure if we've seen that one already.
Yeah, that is Breckenary there. That's where Chromataclysm just was. And you know what? DWR, sitting here, found a zone he doesn't mind. He's going to go ahead and work at least towards the next level, hope to get a little bit of bailout and survivability, which he will. And we'll see what he decides to do from there.
Yeah, definitely not entirely out of it, especially because we know that there is a release valve in terms of getting a key that is close to home. So could be able to avail of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, up top, Diabetes, just not going to stop grinding here, is quickly approaching level 8. DWR goes back into Swamp North. Let's see how it is. We know it's not exactly free. There's a baby breath specter in here, but if he gets through, he is going to breathe a heavy sigh of relief.
Yep, and getting the magician that runs away is a great sign. And here, now, that's it. Get your keys, get your armor back. A little bit of a setback, but has to be feeling very, very relieved right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's absolutely a bailout here. And ultimately wasn't really a major setback, and got him some keys.
Yeah, definitely. Very importantly, got those keys. Looks like DB2's got a metal climb up there.
He just left, and I was like, go back in and get your stuff. I think he realized, yeah, I want to go get that armor I forgot over here.
Oh yeah, I just looked away assuming that was what was happening, and yeah, meanwhile, getting the standard metal slime treatment where you just know it's going to run away as soon as you get 2 hits.
Yeah, that's obvious, but here we go. Metal Scorpion, going to be enough for level 8 up here. We'll see what DWR2 gets for that level.
12, 3, 4, 20, sleep, and hurt more. Another big MP gain along to go with hurt more. That's a unbelievable advantage.
Absolutely, he is off to the races now. Boom, immediately great early hurt more able enemy. Unfortunately, my MP is too low.
Yeah, gonna have to do a refill, but I do believe that DB2 should know about, has already checked this, I think, right? And maybe knows that this heads back to Tantagel?
He sure did. He was the first one to check it. He checked it from the Tantagel side. Checking the spike. It is a Golem. Not going to hurt more of that, but it's good knowledge for maybe later.
Yeah, that's great to know. And can either choose to die here or go back out and maybe continue exploring, but maybe wants to get access to all that MP, that juicy MP that he just got.
Yeah, well, he needs to go get keys. He ended up blowing his key to take that armory, treasury from and get his armor early, so he still is lacking keys at this point.
Oh, well then definitely was probably thrilled to see Swamp North, knowing that it was a way to get those keys.
Absolutely. So Dabbit going to be going through Garenham here, find out the news about not much back here.
Chroma crits a Metal Slime, gets up to level 8 as well, gonna get all those stats, the Juicy MP and Sleep Hurt More, which is the group pairing that we've got in the quad.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And I said not much back here in Garenham. I'm mixing up an earlier race I was watching, but yeah, this one actually hit the Harp and the Death Necklace. So a little more important potentially.
Yep, and then underneath, what was it? Maybe Tablet? Or no, that was outside. Underneath was Grave, right?
Yeah, and in a decent position to stay alive here. We saw the Spectre take out Sassagelink earlier, but has that higher agility, additionally has more HP, so should have some survivability to get to these 3 chests. Or maybe not, we'll see.
Yeah, with the sleep spell, Chroma in a better position to get away from this Stone Man, but Dabbit able to do it.
Yeah, and wisely healing afterwards, using that herb. He doesn't have a heal spell, but that is a very smart play because that Stone Man exists. It may exist on that very next tile.
Yeah, doing everything you can. You can't control what the numbers are going to do, but you can control how many opportunities you give yourself to get away from things. And there's a key, Fighter's Ring, and we'll see what the third one is after a potential Fighter's Ring equip here. And the third item is gold.
All right, very well. So we're getting we got a little ring to additional attack power once equipped, and it looks like Dabbit is wanting to make a run to try and dive here. So Dabbit a little behind on the experience at this point, as Chroma has just been taking full advantage of his attack and abilities at this point, just shy of level 9.
Yeah, and having access to hurt more. So if there's things like green dragons or even armored knights or axe knights down here, Chroma's in a much better position to be able to take advantage of that and gain some XP. But a ghost is not one of those enemies.
No, definitely not. So here's a little bit of divergence for that bottom race. We have Dabbit wanting to do the deep dive. Chroma said absolutely not, immediately hit outside. And we'll see if this pays off for Dabbit or is just an additional time sink.
Yeah, and looks like we have DB2 checking out the old tablet cave, finding the torch. I'm not sure if that was first or second, but gonna find the other torch or already found the other torch. So looks like already found the other torch.
All right, yeah, double free torches. But you know what? Chest 4 was our free dragon scale, so we did save 20 gold over here for Dabbit, and we'll try and progress towards chest 5. He does have the option out of here, knowing there's a silver shield down in Garenham, to go ahead and do a gold grind for that if he opts to once he leaves.
Was there a gold chest in the treasury?
You know what? That would also be pretty beneficial, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure. I don't fully remember, but I think
there was because we were talking about doing it out at the beginning. Yeah, there definitely was a gold chest.
Yeah, of course there was. So yeah, absolutely an option.
Well, that was a scary Wraith Knight had sleep, but only hurt on the back end though. A nice pickup of 72 experience for Dabbit. As he progresses further down here, we'll see if he can make it to chest 5. Meanwhile, we have some Breck top off here. We have another Metal Slime fight going on for Sassagelink. See if he can catch that one and maybe get a little bit of extra experience catch up as Diabetes is going to head down here and see the grave.
Yeah, and both of our races where the runner has hurt more definitely has led to a further gap in the XP.
100%. Dabbit does make it to the bottom. Just the gold chest. Is now looking for a bailout. Didn't realize it, but that Magidraki, if it would have hung around, could have, as it had hurt more. Just needs something to kill him and is hoping for that Stone Man to show up. That Wizard will do the business too.
Yeah, Wizard should be fine. You might, mess around and end up getting a kill, but likely to die here. Obliges with exact damage.
Yeah, I was going to say, otherwise he was definitely going to kill him in the next swing and had a chance of killing a lower HP Wizard on that last swing.
I mean, it's always fun when you end up getting a little bit of extra XP when you're just trying to die.
Absolutely, and it would have been the level too. So, but anywho, here we go. We're gonna get some gold here for Dabbit, and we'll see a Silver Shield purchase shortly, and then he should be able to quickly get level 8, find that hurt more, and then start propelling forward because Chromataclysm at this point, 1139 experience, no joke. But as with any hurt more seed, things could take off real quick for either runner if they find a good grind.
Yeah, really going to depend if the extra stats you gain from the defense and potentially maybe some more offense if you find it from a gold grind is going to be enough to outpace the hurt more and the XP advantage that Chroma's already gotten.
So Diabetes up top, also opting to do this what we now know to be a worthless dive into Grave. Diabetes does really enjoy to get a Silver Shield dose, so probably has that on his mind also at this point. Chromataclysm coming across the Staff of Rain traded Shrine, and is going to give up his Musical Harp for a Staff of Rain, which is very critical to making that rainbow drop.
Yeah, 1/3 of the way there. Need to find the Stones of Sunlight and Erdrick's Token, and then got to find the trade-in cave.
Yeah, so Chroma using these stats he's got now and that hurt more to good effect to press some exploration. Sassagelink also down into the grave, also going to do the deep dive.
We'll see if both players in the top race decide to do a gold grind, and if so, for how much. Sassage already with the hand axe, and DP2 doesn't have a weapon yet.
Interestingly, Dabbit's going to go ahead and do a save. He did grind enough for both items, though I'm not sure that we've seen the Flame Sword, or maybe it was in Breck and I missed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I've seen it. It could be in Breck. I don't think that it was in Garenhem, but it might be an investment in the future. Chroma runs into a red dragon and is unable to escape with 48 agility. It's pretty difficult to make that escape and get sent home.
Yeah, red dragon's not going to hurt more than very often. Every once in a while you'll see it done, usually on accident or when you know you're going to die, you just throw it out there for the heck of it.
Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to land one, you still probably are going to need to land another one or have a crit. So it's a pretty low odds play.
100%. So meanwhile, in that top race, Sassagelink quickly closed that experience gap and ends up being the first runner to reach level 9. Level 9 didn't come with much in the way of stats, some modest numbers, but that just shows the power of how quick Hurtmore can turn things around when you're looking for things. Diabetes taking the slowest death ever off this Dragonlord, but does successfully finally die.
Yeah, I'd seen that. I was wondering what was happening, then I figured out, oh, he wants this to happen. I see, okay.
Yeah, that Dragonlord kept throwing out sleep, and it wasn't hitting very hard. I mean, we do have 52 defense already without a shield, so just imagine that extra 20 here in a moment.
Love to see the free rainbow drop right there.
You see, hacks will get you there. We don't have to pick up all those little ancillary items. Let's just go get a free rainbow drop out of the treasury.
It's not quite as good as getting the ball of light out of the treasury, though.
Yeah, that's the instant in-games credit warp. That doesn't actually exist, though, not to confuse people in chat. But these are glitched chests, and the glitch happens because the game can only store 8 chests in the memory. Any chest that you open after that without having seen it overworld will be glitched. If it's gold, it's infinite gold. When it's something like this where it has an item in it, it uses some of the words that you've recently seen or nearby, is my understanding. You get some really fun names, such as what we just saw next.
Yep, and it's also how you can grind for infinite gold in a pretty quick manner. It's utilized pretty heavily in both the randomizer racing and vanilla speedrunning.
Absolutely. So here we go, Dammit, picking up his Staff of Rain, 10 experience short of that much needed level 8 to get that hurt more. The last of the runners on stream missing that. And once he gets it, we'll see how he uses it to effect, because Chroma's got about 3 times as much experience right now and just hit level 10.
Yep, and Chroma is not lacking for information either. So Dabbit is definitely going to be a bit of a deficit, and it was able to, not lose too much, but I think that the loss of the armor there was kind of a big factor.
Yeah, and losing something like that, especially when it's just a brain fart, messes with you mentally. So he just finds that hurt more spell there, but and can throw off what you were trying to plan or do at that point. So yeah, definitely threw him for a loop, and we'll see who finds what now. It's a little bit of exploration, a little bit of overworld grinding, and trying to find experience and items.
Dabbit does find his way down to Charlock here, so could potentially find some important stuff. Maybe something has the sword, or just a location in general that could be very valuable.
Absolutely. So we got DiabeetusThe2nd now with his gold down into Garenham, going to pick up his silver shield. We have Sassagelink with his gold saving first, but we'll shortly be doing the exact same up top. Both runners not too terribly far off each other, so that's still, at least at this point, fairly tight. Chromataclysm still pushing hard on this exploration, just the furthest out of any of the runners by far at this point.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much Chroma has seen that Dabbit hasn't seen at this point. Both have traded in the harp, so yeah, I'm not sure what the exploration difference is as of yet.
Not a whole lot, except I'm not sure if Chroma saw this guy yet, and that is our Rainbow Drop guy, aka the Jerk, and that's where we take all the ingredients, our Erdrick's driver's license, and say, give us the rainbow.
Yeah, definitely a needed location to win the game, so important for Dabbit to have found it. Just not really valuable at this point without access to the other 2 important items.
Agreed. The nice thing was it was just about a screen away from Charlock, so we can pick it up at the end. And here's Key Town for Chromataclysm in the middle of a swamp. We already got the keys, but we'll check for some other things here.
Yeah, this is worth 1 check, and there might be a broadsword, which there is, which is 5 attack power increase. You'll take it. Dabbit is still carrying around enough money for a flame sword, so if Dabbit finds a town and is able to get it, will be a significant damage increase.
Absolutely. So here we go. Dabbit successfully takes on this green dragon, already hitting level 9 here. So hurt more to great effect. Works really quickly, especially when you have this much defense, and gets that 2, 3, 6, 8 level up here. And Chroma topping off, and we'll see you later, Rim.
BB2 able to get away from that red dragon. That's great. Also heading out on the exploration adventure.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get a Rim based on chat's giant sword exclamation there, and that nice upgrade there. And right next door to the Rim is Poxness. We'll see if this might be a grindable tile for us.
That's a very good routing for Chromataclysm to be able to find Rim with the sword and then locate Hawksness too.
Yeah, another Golem. So 2 for 2, at least on the overworld spikes with Golems. Not quite in a position to be able to take them on. We got a decent amount of HP and defense. However, we are missing Healmore, and we're going to definitely need more than 80 HP in our current attack power to be able to take out a Golem. Unless it has an ability.
Yeah, unless it has an ability and we get Stop Spell or get access to the flute, you might be able to take it down that way too.
Well, now we know where Dabbit is. He's just south of where those twin caves are, back on the east coast here. So he is definitely in a completely different part of this map than we've seen Chromataclysm. So it may be a bit for him to get over there. And don't look now, red dragons have the spell of sleep.
That's not great, and that is a potential future look at one of the zones of Charlock or multiple.
Yeah, red dragons don't really care how much agility you have. They will wreck your Charlock dives, unless you're like in the 40s, and then there's like some weird magical thing that happens where all the bad things leave you alone.
And it seems like everybody's got exploration on the mind right now, but finding the way to Rim seems to be right now, obviously with the sword, very, very important since everybody got the armor in the treasury.
Yeah, and here we go. Chroma's still moving along. Level 11, 0, 17, 5, 25, and a mostly useless spell of hurt.
we keep getting these huge MP gains, so might not be a very high level to win the game. So finding all the stuff very quickly might be the winningest play.
Yeah, this seed is definitely starting to take off, I would say. Dabbit also finding out the wonderful news of Sleepy Reds. Going to get sent home, was out of resources, but does lose half that cash he was carrying around. From our perspective, we know that's not a big deal. He's going to get a sword just like DiabeetusThe2nd did out of the back of Rim here once he gets there, but he's got to get there first.
Yep, and looks like Chroma's walking back past the Hawksness Rim Enterprise and going south.
So exploration right now seems to be the name of the game, looking for enemies you can kill along the way. Werewolf not going to be turned down when you have that hurt more. DiabeetusThe2nd trying to make his way over to the spike right now. We'll get the news about the Golem here in a moment. He'll be the only runner to know that the Golem spike is double. I don't believe anybody else has checked the swamp yet.
Yeah, and if you can find a good place to get some hurt moreable enemies and maybe grind until heal more, that seems like that's going to be the best play to be able to take advantage of the Golem spikes at some point. If there are important items that you need in both Cantlin and underneath Hawksness.
Absolutely agree. At this point, that could be a really big play. We'll see what happens. Looking at level 11, we're really not far off. We're really not far off. We got to have a couple things go our way. Whether the seed obliges and gives that to us over the upcoming levels or not, or makes us wait till level 17, to be determined.
Yeah, and missing 2 of the homework items. There are. Have we seen Mountain Cave yet? I can't remember.
We have not. No Mountain Cave. What else are we missing? Coal. Coordinates. So we got a few things.
I think all 3 of the search spots are potential item locations.
Yeah, the only one we know where it exists is Hawksness, and we're definitely not doing anything with that right now.
And I think that there's 2 key items and a flute still out there, so all 3 of those items could just be on all 3 search spots at this point.
That is a very strong possibility. We've only seen the 1 cursed belt, I do believe, but I could be misremembering.
Yep, but it could be easy enough for the Mountain Cave just to have 2 more, or one of them be in Charlock or something. But Mountain Cave could just have all 3 of those items. Who knows?
Absolutely. The good news is we know nothing, at least necessary-wise, is in Charlock. The worst case for these runners would be they want to grind that Golem. It has something weird, and you want to flute it. But honestly, it looked like by the time we're able to grind the Golem, if we even need to grind the Golem, because we're waiting on heal more, we're probably going to be able to fight through whatever it may have.
Yeah, with the HP at the situation that it is and the amount of MP that they have, I'm not sure I want to waste 8 seconds. There's the token in Mountain too, so Chroma finds the token.
Yeah, so it keeps going well for Chromataclysm. Again, for those that may have joined late, these are 2 separate 1-versus-1 matches. Up top out of the sleep group, we have DiabeetusThe2nd versus Sassagelink. Definitely wanting to get a W here on both sides there. We'll see how that one goes. On bottom, out of the Hurtmore group, it's the final race between sillydabbit and Chromataclysm. All other racers are done. The results of this is if Chromataclysm wins, he gets the number 1 seed. He is going to force a 3-way tiebreak race for the 2nd and 3rd seeds. So 2 of those runners would be in, 1 is out. If sillydabbit wins, it's anarchy, and nobody is in, and 5 runners are vying for the final 3, or all 3 spots, I should say. So, chat. Moderately favoring Dabbit, but Chromataclysm trying to hush down the crowd right now.
Yeah, doing a great job of getting XP and finding the locations, and really seems to have a pretty sizable lead at this point. Not insurmountable, but definitely sizable.
Yeah, 100%. He is maximized the seed as best as possible for sure. You can always have just that one location that plays hardball. Maybe he doesn't find the rainbow drop if he hasn't already seen it. Struggles to find coal that ends up having one of our other key items. Any of those things could happen, and of course, as we saw with the Sleepy Red Dragons, Charlock can always be Charlock as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure how many we've seen of Star Wyvern or other enemies like Blue Dragon or something like that, but there could be a secret surprise, and maybe having the silver shield or not could be a difference between repelling terrible things or not.
Yeah, that's a good call. And as chat pointed out, we did note earlier, or at least I mentally noted, yeah, Chromo did get a little luck with his silvers, or metal slimes to get out of the gate, so to speak. But that's what you do. You if you get a blessing early, you optimize that, and that's exactly what he's done. He has optimized what it gave him and has pushed tremendously well.
Yeah, got the opportunity and took advantage of it. That's what you got to do. For sure. And Dabbit's going to make it, and this will be the sword for Dabbit.
Yeah, quick check on keys. Does have enough to at least check this. Is going to waste a little time checking out the shop up here because he does still have some gold. May upgrade to a broadsword if they have it, and they sure do. That's going to be the shortest used broadsword in this game.
Yep. We'll get to have it in his hand for doesn't even get to sell it to the shopkeep.
Yeah, and I would expect Dabbit, I hate that he's going to have to do this, but he's most likely going to walk around and get some keys here in a moment.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you have them. It always feels real bad to run out of them at any given point.
Don't look now, but we got Heal More after taking out the Golem with 1 HP left, and it is our Stones of Sunlight below that Golem.
Yeah, Chromataclysm is in turn in, grind, and go mode.
Yeah, and since he's got some resources left, I fully anticipate him, and he does stay in here on this Golem until you minimal run out of resources. You're here already, maximize it. So it's not looking good for Dabbit. He's on the clock at this point, as far as trying to get caught up, finishing his homework. Does take a bad death here for Chromataclysm on the right there, but it's not a hard setback. We'll see how his grind goes.
Yep, and I'm not sure if Chroma knows, but we know that there's the same spike just underneath the castle here in Tandagil. So maybe you're sad that, Hawksness is kind of far away, but you can just go right underneath the castle and get the same fight in.
Absolutely. So here we go, Dabbit. Going to find out about this Golem. Yeah, it's like everybody keeps checking to see if they picked up that flute at some point. If it was me, I know when I pick up that flute because the utter disgust in my face and my voice is very palpable.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Gonna have to do the same. I'm not sure. I don't remember where the mountain cave was, but Dabbit's gonna have to find that to get the token, and then if you can get to the level 12 and get Heal More before fighting the Golem, that's great. But potentially might have to take the chance and try to fight it beforehand.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's just got this level 11 level up. It doesn't do anything to the attack power, not much more in the HP. It gives you some modest defense with that 17 agility, and of course all that extra MP at that 25.
Yeah, definitely a bunch of defense, and Dabbit has more defense than Chroma did with the Silver Shield, so potentially could be able to get that fight done too.
But there you go. Here goes Chroma on the right. Going downstairs is going to find out about this Golem, and I think we're going to see some dying Golems here. Up top, we we're fairly tight on experience. We do have a 1 token lead for DiabeetusThe2nd, so he's got a little leg up here on Sassagelink, and we'll see which of these runners can complete out the exercise of fighting things and get into a grind.
Yeah, and have to imagine that they're both, since they're so close in level, they're going to get to level 12 with Heal More at a very reasonable rate to each other. So that final information is coming very soon in that top race, and we'll see how quickly the go level comes, and we might be seeing some dives here pretty soon.
Down here for Chroma, he again does a 1 HP Golem fight. I think he's going to try and see if we can do that a few times.
Yep, knows that you can't miss the Golem, but once again swinging with 23 HP there and gets cut down by the Golem. So definitely risking some low swings, not going for the safety strats.
Yeah, and that can start to add up. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it starts to add up with losses and losses. But he's opted out of that grind, either going to go maybe try and find the rainbow drop, or else look for something better to grind on. Also choosing not to repel here. We don't have repel, so he's not choosing. He's unable to.
Yep, and maybe he just doesn't want to spend the money. Maybe hasn't been getting a lot of gold from the Golems and doesn't want to buy more keys.
This this is interesting. I was trying to figure this out as he was walking towards Swamp. Is it faster to walk out and over and then down here than through and up? It probably is, actually. So this might be the smarter play to get back in.
Yeah, well, whatever efficiency you can get. Probably faster to go here than through the castle, and better to go north than south.
All right, so this next Golem, if he is successful, we'll get him to level 13. We'll see if we're getting. We need a little bump in HP. We definitely would like some more strength. Agility will never be frowned on either. But we are at 13 Gilmores at that 105 MP already.
Yep, and I believe that we saw Chroma in the Charlock area, so I think that Chroma knows where the Rainbow Drop Trade-in Cave is, but I'm not 100%, but I do believe so. Attacking on 4 HP and gets the kill.
Yeah, he's, I mean, they have a pretty wide range, but must be doing some counting or just feeling lucky. But we got 4 strength, 2 hit point, or 2 agility, 13 hit points. All right, so we're knocking, but not quite there yet.
Chroma's still in a very strong position. DWR has yet to find Mountain Cave and just got heal more, so might be thinking about fighting the Golem and will get the stones.
Yeah, DWR, after his little early setback, not coming across metal slimes and jutting out rather quick-ish, is doing his best to maintain. Although 350 a pop golems add up real quick.
Yeah, and Chroma just has to kind of sit here. DWR still has a bunch of moving around to find things, so it's going to be a huge gap that probably opens up here.
Look, one of our trackers, Beta here, throwing out some Dragonlord math here. I've been waiting for the stats screen to come back around because I didn't know exactly where they were at on attack power before I threw out my guess. But yeah, 127 attack at level 13. So yeah, looking fairly doable if you don't get Red Dragon. Armor Knighted, since we are only at 68 agility at level 13. But it is viable if someone wants to push it.
Yeah, definitely if you feel like you're behind, it's a play that you could make, but if you don't feel like you're behind, it might be a way to lose the race too, with the 68 agility, like you said, and with it being a little bit, you kind of have to make it down there with everything and hope for some things to go your way.
Absolutely, so up here on the bottom race still, DWR has gotten his stones out of the bottom of that Golem, is going to go ahead and try and take on some more Golems. Diabetes and Sassage in the top race, both just shy of level 12 here. Both continuing to look for... I'm not sure what they're looking for. At this point, we know the stones is below that Golem. They will also have heal more, both of them here, very, very shortly, and would be able to go take on that Golem. We'll see if that's where they head.
Yeah, they're both just looking for the stones, which we know is in Hawksness, so... yeah, maybe. Has anyone checked the coordinates at all yet? This might be the first even... Has anyone even been inside Cantlin besides DB2?
One other person? Maybe? If we haven't, it's only been one other person, but I don't think so, actually, now you're mentioning it. So here we go. Let's see if there's chords. If there's chords, we know it's a flute, but no, must go fight.
All right. Well, Diabetes probably thinking much more about Hawksness now.
Oh, absolutely. And meanwhile, Sassagelink getting the level over here if he wants to press the A button. Press the A button. Keep going. But, so that's going to be a boon for Diabetes there. And then, DWR just picked up the level. I think he's really close if he didn't. Yeah, just picked up level 13 here. He's going to go ahead and leave the spike. He's out of resources anyway. Still has to find the Mountain Cave.
Yeah, and with 14, we've got 129, still with 13 heal mores, 129 attack power. I think it was like 106 or 109 HP or something like that.
Okay, well we'll see what Chroma decides to do here. He is at least taking care of some of these in-game things, which is stock up on your herbs, make sure you're all set there. Obviously, he's out of resources, so he needs to top off regardless. We'll seemed like he was still kind of progressing towards that next level. May want to get one more here. 71 agility, still moving in the right direction, but still kind of questionable.
Yeah, and 103 HP, you're not going to be getting any double attacks. Maybe once, every 100 150 or 200 attacks or something like that.
Yeah, question in the chat from a few minutes ago. Does Chroma know about the sleepy red dragons? I have not seen him run into one. It does not mean he has not. With 4 screens, a little hard to keep up with all of them at once, but it's possible maybe he did, and this is maybe why he's hedging his bets with trying to get a little bit more leveling done.
DB2 after this Golem, very likely to get the kill here with 12 in heal more, and gonna be in trade-in, grind and go as well.
So if you're Dabbit, you're feeling, I'm sure he feels a little behind. He feels a little messed up from having done what he does earlier, or did earlier. Even knowing about what we know, do you think he wants to try and press this a little earlier at a questionable level, or would you expect him to just keep on the grind?
You know, I'm not sure, and I think that that's such a player-by-player kind of decision that you have to kind of know people's tendencies. It seems like with the agility, it just feels, and especially the sleep on the red dragons, it just kind of feels hard, but if you feel like you're way behind too, though, it might be the only way to win. So I don't know, it's hard to know.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you have the opposite tendency. Do you think your opponent's likely to dive this questionable level, and I might be able to make up the ground by just sitting on the grind, and ultimately catching him on after a failed dive as well. So, you know, you have that in the back of your mind. But here's the token out of mountain for Dabbit, so he knows where to turn that in. We'll see if he checks the other chest. The only thing he could possibly look for here would be the flute. But Dabbit's a DK friend. We know he's not going to opt for that flute unless the game forces him to.
Yep, so now Dabbit is in trade-in, grind and go mode as well. Looks like Chroma died to a Golem again with 86 MP. I didn't see what happened, but it might have been another aggressive attack.
It was an aggressive attack and a higher roll. Maybe he miscalculated the amount of damage he had done as well. As we were kind of mentioning earlier, Golems have if I'm not mistaken, it's 120 to 153 HP range, so it's a very wide HP range. Where if that HP is rolled high and you're not, you're definitely in danger.
Yeah, I've learned that lesson myself a number of times where I'm not really going to play fast and loose with the Golem unless I've been counting, and I feel like I'm going to do more than 155 damage or something.
Well, here's the moment of truth for Dabbit. He does go pick up he goes out of his way to come over here and pick up that rainbow. Does opt to just squeeze right back past Charlock, though. Kind of feel it's surprising to go out of the way to go get the rainbow if you weren't going to do the dive, because it's so close to Charlock and not towards your grind.
Yeah, but maybe just, you know, thinking about getting it out of the way. Like, just don't even think about it. Won't forget about it. It's just done, and you're done with it.
Yeah, don't try to sell the rainbow, Dabbit. It won't let you anyway. But let's just not go there. But anywho, up top we have DiabeetusThe2nd. We know he's rainbow drop and go. A 4 Golem lead right now over Sassagelink, but Sassage taking down this Golem is going to pick up his stones here, and will at least join all the rest of the runners where it's either drop and go or go.
And maybe Dabbit just wants to get a fresh repel and a refill before going back in, maybe?
Yeah, it's a weird top off. If you're going to go grind, you're only gaining another 20 MP. You might as well go kill a few Golems before doing that, because you're going to come back over. But yeah, he just wanted to have a full load of MP before going in.
So bottom race is stabilized, where both are in grind and go, but Chroma has a pretty significant XP lead and is likely to need either to make a decision to grossly over level or maybe fail a dive to not be in the lead in this one.
Yeah, and as we've seen at least 3, maybe 4 times now, Chroma taking a poorly timed death. It's not the largest setback each time it happens, but I mean it's not negligible either.
What kind of wondering about, maybe just because is Hawksness a little bit closer to where Charlock is eventually, thinking that if you do the grind there that you're in a better position to get down to Charlock instead of doing it in the Swamp Cave?
You know, I know it's back to the east for Charlock. I don't know if it's down here and then back east or up. This map has been real tricky for me to kind of visualize, but has opted to come down here for sure.
I mean, I see all 4 racers are hanging out here in Hawksness, so it makes me think that there's a good reason to be here. I just, wonder. I would have thought that the same grind is right under Tantagel, and I would have just done that and kept dying until it was time to go.
So get excited, chat. Outside that level up, hanging it up for Diabetes there. We're getting quad Golem action. Oh, Beta just beat me to it in chat there. Yeah, quad Golem action here on screen. It's a magical moment here.
And the 3 racers that aren't Chroma are all very close on XP right now, although Sassage is a little bit further along in his resource usage, so he'll be the first one to kind of take a pit stop.
Yeah, so here's level 14. Beatus just got it for a moment ago. Here's it for Dabbit. Beatus immediately started grinding again. Dabbit takes a quick look, immediately goes back into the grind as well. 2 more Golems, counting the one Sassage is on, and we'll see if he opts to do the same. And looks like we may have a consensus on 15, but 15, speaking of that, will be coming right now for Chromataclysm.
Yeah, this is potentially the level to go on. We get 3 strength, 2 agility, 16 HP, 1 MP, and stop spell.
Well, I mean, that definitely changes a lot of the calculus. He did not like that.
Yeah, 132, you're on, maybe 14 attacks on average to win. You've got access to 13 heal mores.
Well, this may be, to steal a line from a fellow DWR commentator, the TSN turning point of the race for that bottom race, because that's huge. Chroma has to get the 9750 to get to level 16. If Dabbit determines that 15 is enough, he could snipe at least into Charlock. Charlock is still going to do Charlock things. I won't guess anything past that.
Yeah, it's definitely not free. The agility is going to be 73 at level 15, and we know that there's sleep on the red dragons. And even if there wasn't, you could still just get got by a red dragon at any time. So, but even still, you could make it down scot-free and win too. So,
yeah, you get in there and all the scary things don't decide to show up, and then boom. So, chat mildly holding back their excitement for a possible 5-way race for all 3 positions in the Hurtmore group. Meanwhile, up top, Sassagelink, not sure what he's opted to do. He did go top off. I don't know if he needed to top off, though, or not. Maybe opted to go dive. We'll find out in a moment.
Yeah, maybe would be running away from the metal slime, though.
Yeah, you gotta swing out a metal slime. The hopes and dreams of 255 is too high, but it runs. But yeah, so that's what I thought. He's in that swamp. He is heading towards Charlock. So gonna be giving us an attempt here at 14. Diabetes just short of 15. Dabbit has ran out of resources just short, and will most likely be going back to finish up here in a moment.
Chroma also runs out of resources just short as well.
Oh, this is going to be interesting here. So Sassagely, he's never mind. He's like, I need the rainbow first. Let me go a little further over. Okay, he's going to get his rainbow, and then we'll be the first of our runners into Charlock. He'll give us a preview for both races on how this dive may unfold as we progress through. Diabetes takes a death warp, was completely out of resources, is just short of the level. And we'll see what he opts to do to get the next level and what he wants to do at 15. And we're 2 goals away for Dabbit, so it is getting hot in here.
And I know that these are 2 separate races. It's the top 2 racers, DB2, DiabeetusThe2nd versus Sassagelink, and sillydabbit versus Chromataclysm. But even still, this 4-way race right now is very close, and it's anybody's race, even in the imaginary quad.
And now Sassagelink, again, playing with my emotions. He walks all the way over to Charlock. He gets the rainbow. He comes back. He puts the drop down and then walks it back around. Meanwhile, Chroma, short of that level, has opted to go ahead and head towards Charlock after having to do his top off. Is picking up his rainbow and maybe trying to think about cleaning up the rest of that level in the dive.
Yep, and Dabbit sees the stats, and it looks like Dabbit has plans on trying to get the win here.
Yeah, he's in Rim. Does make a note that he only had the 1 herb there. Checking his inventory. Not going to be able to purchase any here in Rim, though. So he's topping off, and we'll start walking. But I have a feeling he's going to want to make a pit stop and pick up herbs, or maybe he'll just risk it since he's down here.
Yeah, getting the herbs would feel really good. Chroma into Charlock and might be the first one in earnest taking a dive.
Yeah, and not repelling much here because he only has the large shield, where Dabbit has the silver shield and the extra 10 defense, but made it almost all the way around the top floor before finally getting his first encounter. Does look like he is going to pick up the rest of this level 16 here in Charlock, taking out that Star Wyvern in 2 swings.
Yeah, that could allow Dabbit a chance to get ahead, especially if there's some good enemies to repel, but runs into the Armored Knight and is maybe that was a misclick on the fight.
Yeah, 73 agility, not fun when you're dealing with those, but does get away, uses that last herb, does opt to not try and top it off. It is a little out of the way for a town. Don't look now. Up top, we have DiabeetusThe2nd making his initial attempt at a dive at level 15 as well.
All right, so we've got Blue Dragons and Armored Knights also, and Stonemen also in this zone.
Yeah, that just makes it more the amazing that Chromataclysm made it that far around prior to seeing these enemies, and is getting optimal enemies for himself to take on for grinding up to level 16. We'll see what 16 brings him here shortly. The one thing we got going for Dabbit's side is he does have that additional defense, so he'll be repelling some of these lesser enemies if the bigger enemies stay away and isn't getting held up taking fights.
Yep, and especially if Zone 2 or 3 is made up mostly of the smaller enemies that Dabbit will be repelling. I think it's Werewolf, Star Wyvern, and Wizard at this point.
That is correct. Those 3 lesser enemies are the ones, unfortunate, as chat noted here. Getting the bad end of Run Luck, getting the bad end of RNG on the encounters is progressing through Zone 1, second floor here. Chromataclysm a floor ahead is in a werewolf fight. Still a couple enemies short of a level. Diabetes, meanwhile, has hit Zone 2 up in his dive as well. And Sassagelink needs this Golem and 2 more to get his level.
Yeah, I think that there's 3, at least until Chroma leaves, there are 3 on the diamond floor. And now there's about to be 3 on the floor below that. And I think that does put Dabbit ahead now.
It does, and then an immediate Stoneman encounter does immediately run for Chroma, but yeah, this is let Dabbit sneak past. He has a couple more Fairy Water, so he will continue to be able to repel those 3 enemies here. In fact, getting ready to throw another Fairy Water on right now, and is making that turn, and will be hitting Zone 3. We'll see what Zone 3 brings us.
Yeah, if there's a fair number of those Star Wyverns, Werewolves, and Wizards, could be a huge advantage, but both get a pretty free walk through the U-Room.
Dabbit, the first to run into an enemy. Blue Dragon, there is that dreaded Red Dragon, though, and we know that Red Dragon has sleep, and 73 agility doesn't lean to allow us to run very well, but Chroma opting to go ahead. Let's go ahead and try swinging through it. It has Baby Breath as well.
You love to see the Baby Breath. Got the kill there, so that's really nice for Chroma, and gets the level.
Oh yeah, level 1, 2, 1, 8. So the one stat that would have been beneficial is the one stat we can't recover here because you need to stay at an inn or go visit the king.
And Dabbit's encounter with the Red Dragon was a back attack sleep. He opts for the stop spell and hits it.
Yes, it's interesting. Trying to get a peg on the sleep, it can max at 50%, and that's, tons of sleeps for Dabbit. Chroma now asleep with his own Red Dragon, so this is getting spicy. Now DiabeetusThe2nd runs into one, immediately throws out a stop spell himself. Was no effect though, so did you have some resistance? And Dabbit with a hero walk around to the spike.
Yep, and fighting the Golem, you maybe wish you had the flute here, but in reality, it's probably going to be okay.
Yeah, just hope that we swing high, he swings low. Instead, it's doing the exact opposite, and I think he's going to blow the heal more wisely here because it is not a guaranteed kill on this next swing.
Yeah, you can't just die right here, not willing to take the heal more.
All right, so Dabbit runs out of Fairy Water, is the first runner to get to the Dragonlord, is a little light because he didn't have the herbs. Down to 12 heal mores. This is going to be super tight for him. Needs Dragonlord 1 form here to be nice, do physicals or stop spells, because it is damage. No, it's not damage working. We're only 86.
Chroma got slept down to 2 and ran away.
Oh, that's disgusting. This whole bottom floor is disgusting. We got meanwhile we do have Sassage up here making his initial attempt as well.
And that's 11 damage for Dabbit right there. $23. That's 32. We're up to 45. These 9s, though, that's 54.
Yeah, and while that's going on, Chromataclysm finding out all the bad side of encounter luck after that top floor was beautiful. Just continues to find red dragons.
Up to 68, gets the double here. We're going to, what, that's that 83? Bad heal more. Do you go for it? Doesn't go for it. Did get the double, so I think that's 96. Going for it on 48 here.
That's risky.
That's 109 and gets to survive that one. 119.
Meanwhile, up top, DiabeetusThe2nd to the Dragonlord. Only 72 MP right now, though, and going in with 44 hit points.
Dabbit up to 131. It's 143. Dabbit looks to be in pretty good shape here. That's 157.
Chroma gets through the Golem, gets another red dragon ambush slept.
167 is enough, of course, and Dabbit gets the win. So GG's in chat for Dabbit. Chaos appears to reign.
Yeah, I know one of these commentators, me, probably finds this more humorous than the other because my co-com hoodie is part of this mess. Wow, chat, Dabbit has delivered. GG's to him. This was a crazy seed and an RNG fest supreme bottom floor of Charlock.
Yeah, definite wild stuff. And I was already in a tiebreaker, so it's just a more fun tiebreaker. It's all fun.
Yeah, and that's gotta feel bad for Chroma, especially this bottom floor just has to feel garbage. And poor Diabetes is going to take a death here. Did have to take some risk. He was definitely hard down. But don't look now. Sassagelink is going to use a heal more here, but is in a very similar position that we saw Silly Dabbit just a few moments ago, as long as he gets through this Golem and to the Dragonlord.
Yeah, just gotta hopefully make a nice walk here to just a nice stroll. Blue Dragon it's a nice thing to see on a stroll, Maybe you see a deer out in the woods. That's what you're hoping for.
Game, that's 2 steps post-spike, 2 encounters. Come on, be nice.
It's the trade for not having a ambush red dragon to sleep you, so you take it.
We'll see how Chroma does down here. He did go into this fight, I believe, with 11 heal mores. Haven't been able to quite keep up with everybody's swings. I was trying to bounce between him and Dabbit while seeing if Sassage made it. But in the interim, we got the race winner, Silly Dabbit, joining us. GG's, buddy. Chaos reigns supreme. How you feeling?
Pretty good, especially after the huge mistake I made at the beginning of the seed. But thankfully, it wound up not hurting me too bad. I think Swamp backdooring into the start bailed me out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't hurt. I bet you felt a giant sigh of relief when you went through. You're like, wow, I can get my keys and my armor back. And then you left getting the keys, almost forgot about the armor, turned around and went and got it then.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a panic moment, but I was thinking in my head, like, it's just the armor, and it wasn't in the throne room. I don't have to reset. Just settle down, grind, see if you can stumble upon keys, and then you're right back in it.
All right, so update on the top race. Sassagelink takes a death in that fight. Had to be a miss menu. He had a ton of heal mores. He was in the exact same position as you, the 12 heal mores, and just messed something up. But get some GGs out for Chromataclysm. Is successful at taking down his Dragonlord. Not too far behind here. Official time 103.52, so just about 2.5 minutes back. And what a race. All the way around, even though it's two separate races, top and bottom. This has been intense all the way around, start to finish.
Yeah, it just turned out to be so zoomy. All the early strength, all the early stats, early hurt more. I figured I might have been. I wasn't sure how many people gave up the key at the start. It seemed like the right play, but, you know, it's one of those decisions where, like, you have to just either... You have to go with your decision and stick with it. You know, I wasn't sure how easy it would be to get to level 2. Of course, we got all that strength, but I just wasn't sure how easy it would be to get to level 2 on 4 strength. So,
And, GG and welcome into Chromataclysm.
Thank you so much. GG's Silly Dabbit.
GG's.
Golems is the thing I have to say. And I need to figure out how many hit points they have.
Yeah, we were noting that a lot of bad deaths there. It's a big range. It's 120 to 153.
Yeah, that would do it, because it's, you know, I only loosely pay attention to the exact damage rolls. I kind of classify it as, like, good, bad. Like, that first Golem kill I had was pretty lucky and clutch, and then everything after that was just dumb. And that happens, you know. I do take a lot of risks. Some of them pay off, some of them really don't. But yeah, I think this was definitely a case with my grind where a little bit of the math would have helped me a little more there. And I think that's on experience more than anything. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna, like, absolutely study the heck out of the game. But, you know, the more I play, the more I learn.
Yeah, and speaking of math, you just to kind of highlight, I know we have two different races here, but you were the only runner that opted to go to level 16. You did finish that out on the dive. However, everybody else saw 15 immediately went. And that was a key point as well in your race, as that extra level allowed DWR to slowly make his way back, because you definitely had a decent lead in that race. And then it was down to Charlock, and I think you saw all the red dragons on the bottom floor.
Oh yeah, that was rough. And you know, the math element of that is always going to have some risk in it. Like I did feel like 15 was an okay go level, but I didn't want an okay go level, especially if it was a challenging Charlock. So I figured this stage, you know, it's not a direct elimination situation. I'm gonna play it a little safer, and even then, you know, it's down to the last swing with some questionable choices on how I handled the red dragons too. So. Just glad I finished, honestly, because I would have been a little frustrated seeing DWR finish and then dying to Dragonlord, and then, you know, I probably would have forfeited at that point. But
yeah, I can understand that for sure. Not to interrupt, up top, Diabetes on his second dive here, having some red dragon troubles of his own. I'm not sure. I know he did stop spell earlier. He must not have had some good luck with it, because he has not tried to use it again. Is down 2 heal mores already on this red dragon. Not looking ideal for him whatsoever.
That's such a shame. Whenever this happens, it feels so bad.
Yeah, so that's death 2, as chat was noting. We did have it up earlier. 7/16 resist, so, you know, a slight coin flip in our favor for it to land. Max could have been 9 out of 16. And here we go, Sassage on his second dive, now into zone 3. Let's see how dive 2 goes. Sassage was in a decent position on dive 1, but we assume must have mismenued and ultimately took a death on the Dragonlord.
I definitely had some good fortune after seeing those stats. I think I landed. I knew those red dragons would be a problem, and I didn't see any until the bottom floor in Charlock. Landed the first stop spell after, I think, getting slept and then waking up on like the first turn or something, and didn't see another red dragon after that.
Yeah, I want to say Chroma. I think you saw 4 on the bottom floor, if I'm not mistaken.
At least.
Yeah, it could have been more. I was like, I was trying to pay attention to everybody. It was a lot. I mean, we've already seen Sassage here with 2 back to back. That's been the now 3 back to back. So that's been the normal experience.
When you do the quad race, are we all running the same seed? I wasn't clear on that.
Yes. Everybody
awesome.
running one race to rule them all, and the top 3 will move on in that order.
Very cool.
Well, Sassage slept and wrecked here. Dive 2 not going so well. Diabetes, meanwhile, has top back off, is making the turn, and the old saying is 3rd time's a charm. We'll see if this works out for DiabeetusThe2nd.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you just see the variance of this game at play. Some unfortunate encounters for Chroma in the bottom, but was able to make it through, and both of these racers able to finish, and the ones on the top just dying over and over again.
And as Beta pointed out in chat, and I was just thinking, this is one of those where, as a runner, you're just like, that's definitely the death that has cost me this race, and you're just waiting for your opponent to finish if you're somebody that likes to watch the room, and then the other dies, and he's like, how has my opponent not finished yet? And neither realizes they're both going through the exact same thing.
Well, and we saw level 16 was like 1, 2, 1, 8, but that extra 8, at this point is looking pretty delicious right now.
Agree. I mean, 1 extra heal more is giant. 100%. We saw that play out for chromataclysm here. That extra heal more, he did the dive, the grind, and never got it. But ultimately he went in. I believe it was 11 heal mores in that Dragonlord fight, and as you noted, very last swing. So an extra heal more would be giant.
I think it did end up being 10. I had to cast heal more just before the dive, or just before the fight.
Oh, that's even worse. Okay. So yeah, very, very nice fight then here, and let's see what happens. Diabetes, he's back in here. Sassage just top back off, pick up some fairy waters. Is never going to be able to run from a green dragon ever again, evidently, and is making his way back himself. So while they're doing their respective 3rd attempts here, yeah, we got a 5-way race coming up. I think we gotta enlist Captain Nuhu, the creator of our tracker here, to maybe come up with a quint setup for us. But should be a very interesting time from a chat perspective. I'm sure it's a little stressful from your guys. What are your thoughts?
Just happy to be in it. To be honest, I obviously had to win these last 2 to give myself a chance, and that's all I can ask for. So at this point, it's basically just bring it on. Let's see what happens.
The only other tournament that I participated in, it was a big play-in game that got me in the tournament to begin with, and I did have a tie-break, I believe, with Sassagelink in that tournament because we finished within 3 seconds of each other. So all my successes in this game have been in these kind of situations. And in general, I do prefer playing against a field rather than a one-on-one match, because I feel like you have a little more of a chance of if you perform well, then there's some law of averages and there's some statistics where on any given day anyone can have a better time with exploration or whatever. Like, chances are we're going to make similar mistakes. At least someone else in the field will make similar mistakes, and I don't know. I think they're fun. I think the play-in game is fun, and if I don't have to put a bunch of races in my schedule anymore, I've got plenty of other things stressing me out in my life. So whether I move on or not, it's been really fun. This has been a pretty hype tournament so far.
Nice. No, and you put that very, very eloquently. I appreciate that. So here we go. Up top, let's switch back to the other race real fast. DiabeetusThe2nd into the Dragonlord after that Golem. Got 12 heal mores in a moderately decent position. We'll see how it goes here, as Sassagelink is making his way into Zone 2 on his 3rd dive. Ready and poised to strike if this doesn't go well for DiabeetusThe2nd.
Does have those 12 heal mores though, so is in a winning position.
Oh baby, and gets maxed out in HP using that last herb, and is able to go in at max. Let's see if the Dragonlord 2 form decides to play ball.
And it does. No back attack.
Yeah, that's giant. And actually, a 24 physical. Let's see what happens here. He's got a chance, and he is going to get an opening triple.
Yeah, gets a 37 damage before using a heal more. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that really sets him up extremely well. As with any fights, we could low roll. There's an 8 our way to death, but still in a very, very positive position for him. So Sassage has to hope something very, very badly goes wrong here.
Yeah, up to 57 damage now. There's a 67. 10s always make it easy to count. That's 78. $91. $101. That's 110. Gets a double out of it to go to 119.
Yeah, meanwhile, another red dragon for Sassagelink sends him packing. Can't feel too good.
131 for DB2 here is looking just about guaranteed. $140.
Yeah, nickel and diamond his way there, but yeah, definitely in a very good position.
$151. And gets there with, was that 166? So we don't know how much it has, but it might have a near max, potentially.
Yeah, covered that whole spread, had a whole heal more remaining. Very nicely done. DiabeetusThe2nd staying alive in the sleep group. Meanwhile, Sassagelink, with this loss, will officially be eliminated from bracket play. Diabetes official time, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 56 seconds. Get those GGs out.
And like you said, this is the last week, so a lot of the situations for the brackets will be concluding and kind of clarifying themselves.
Yeah, I think we have a few groups already fully vetted out, or at least a couple. We have a couple where we know who they are, but maybe position still outstanding based on a race or two that's left. Obviously, the Hurtmore group here, where we know 5 runners that are in that 5-way race, but only 3 will survive. And what the order is, who knows? We'll see soon. But with that, Dean, we got tonight's winner, DiabeetusThe2nd, joining us. How are you feeling after that one?
About as well as one would think, having watched it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
We mentioned earlier those red dragons and red dragons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was worried about heading into Charlock. I'm sure there were some questions about 14 versus 15. 14 definitely doable. The math is actually really good for 14, but it's like 71 agility. I've already seen red dragons with sleep. I don't have stop spell. I have a great grind in the golem right here. It'll be like 2.5 minutes. I'll pick it up. We'll play it a little safe. I felt like most of the seed went well. Let's go with it. And it turned out to not really matter because the red dragons down there did not care.
And then we saw that they had a 7 out of 16 stop spell resist also, so easy to miss those. So not really a great defense.
Yeah, after the first couple, I kind of abandoned it. I think I missed 3 out of my first 4 and just said, no. Like, we're not doing that. Like, it didn't... The other thing, I hadn't seen the weak fire breath, so that does provide a little bit of additional buffer. I also could have chosen to swing. It's one of those, like, your agility is low enough that you've got, like, an 80% chance to run in 3 turns versus 3 swings. You've got, like, 75-80% chance to kill it. So it's like, you know, where do you where do you put your numbers? It's like, do you pray to the RNG gods to run in 3 turns? Do you pray to kill it in 3 turns? Do you pray to hit your stop spells and buy yourself even more turns? Hope you don't need the heal mores. That's just it's just not good. If you get that once or twice, you might be able to skim through it. Won't really matter which decision you make. But I think I hit 5 of them on my first bottom floor, so it was rough. But you know what? I can't complain about a positive result.
Yeah, there you go. And you stay alive here. Sassage does get eliminated. Sassage, after 3 failed dives here, has opted to go to level 16. We saw that on Chromataclysm side. 1 power, 2 agility, 1 hit point, 1 extra heal more, though. Going to go make another run, it looks like.
Saw that early on you made the choice to keep the key and try to get more, and then ended up giving it up for the armor. Was there a situation? Like, I guess what was your thought at that point? Like, was it just too hard to get the kills and the gold to get the extra key?
Yeah, well, it's a couple things. I mean, the armor's a really, really nice pickup very early, so it's like, I really want this. There's also a gold grind, so it's like, well, let me check the basement, let me check outside, see if I see anything. 4 strength start never feels good. We did have a fairy water, so like we can reasonably get to level 2 pretty easily. We'll see what that brings. But when I saw both ends of Swamp Cave. I saw Swamp to the west, so it's like, okay, then the key doesn't matter. I can backdoor into Tanthagil anytime, not a big deal. So I just burned the key and kept going.
Got it. So you had already seen the potential backdoor into Tanthagil when you made the choice. So it's just, yeah, I hadn't seen that. It's hard to see all 4 of the screen, but that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, definitely. It took me a second to realize it in my head. It's like I had already checked the basement and seen that it was Swamp South. And when I went over there and saw Swamp North, I'm like, oh, it connects right here, not a big deal, whatever. And I didn't explore it. And I think I took another reset and actually started to walk east. And then it's like, wait a minute, I can just buy keys whenever. So who cares? Let's just get our armor and go. And of course, the only direction I didn't go was straight south. And there was Garenham with a silver shield and a hand axe. It's like, well, that would have been nice to see on that first trip or 2 out.
Yeah, that town surprisingly tripped up a couple people. I know in the other race, Silly Dabbit, definitely the last of the 4 of you to see it, kind of went east first, then south, and just kept missing it before getting over there and picking up that thing. But yeah, the hand axe was nice, and the extra defense is never going to be turned down, especially when you can get it that early.
Yeah, definitely, no question about it. It was also nice that after 1 kill with that fairy water, we picked up 33 attack power at level 2. That was kind of nice too.
Yeah, level 2 was kind of a laugh for sure. I missed the initial number, and I was like, man, they're hitting pretty hard here after level 2, and then all of a sudden I saw the actual stat gain. I started laughing.
Yeah, it definitely made the level 1 shenanigans and trying to explore and find a town. Am I going to be able to parlay a gold grind, find keys somewhere, weapon, whatever, into it doesn't matter. I just wasted 3 or 4 minutes trying things. But I mean, most likely you're kind of assuming that your opponent has done at least some of that as well. I mean, a 4 strength start is kind of garbo, but you just play it out how it plays out and just see what the rest of the seed brings. I think I played the rest of it reasonably well. It seems like, I mean, I don't know about the other half. It sounds like if Sassagelink said 3 goes at it, all 4 of us, unless the other 2 made it there in multiple dives as well, and still got barely over an hour. All 4 of us were pretty much on the same pace.
It was interesting. Chromataclysm definitely had an overall lead across the 4 from the other race. He opted to initially do an extra level to 16, though, right out of the gate. So that's where the rest of you caught up to him. And then, yeah, that's when RNG started playing around. Silly Dabbit in the other race, only 1 red dragon in the bottom floor was able to navigate through, got to the fight with 12 Healmores, and was successful as a result. Chromataclysm got held up by multiple red dragon encounters, but was also successful on his first dive. Sassagelink, meanwhile, would have been in a really good position, and I didn't quite see it, but he had to have missed the nude because he was going in with 12 Healmores on his first dive and ultimately took a death within 30 seconds. of getting the Dragonlord 2 fight, and then just has had abysmal luck trying to get back down here. Is in a really good position here at level 16, though.
Yeah, dang, yeah, that really sucks. I almost debated not even going through with the fight on the first one, because I think I was down to 8 heal mores or something. It's like the odds of that going through are so low. And then I got ambushed. But I still swung, and then I got a double right away. And then I healed more, and I got another double. I'm thinking, well, it's not impossible. The odds are still terrible, but, you never know. We'll play it out. I swung at 45 and survived. And then I think I was at 90. I had 4 heal mores left. I'm at 44 hit points. Doing the math, that's like I got like 5 swings left. I need to do at least 60, which is average on 8 to 16. But that's the minimum. And there are chances for doubles. Like, I could have healed and tried to let it play out. But it felt like a must-swing situation. Unfortunately, I got burned for exacties. It happens.
Yeah, it definitely happens. Yeah. And 44 is such a rough one. Like, even if you were at 45, at least you eliminate half the breath at that point. So, but yeah, like you said, you did the calculations in your head and then made that calculator risk.
Yep, that's what the game's about. Whether it's Red Dragons running versus swinging versus stop spelling, if it's swinging at 47 or whatever, you play the odds and hopefully it works out. Looks like for some of us it did, for some of us it didn't, and in varying degrees. But, well, hopefully Sassagelink gets through the L2 fight here. Looks like he's in good shape to do that.
I think that's what's kind of fun about these quads is it really extra highlights just truly how the game's RNG works out for different runners. You typically will see a wide variety pack, and we definitely got that presented to us in Charlock. Chromataclysm saw next to none of the hard enemies in the top zone. Silly Dabbit couldn't stop running the Armor Knights and Stonemen in Zone 1. Middle was kind of mixed between them two, and then the bottom, Silly Dabbit sees 1 total Red Dragon, lands the stop spell, is able to get away. Chromataclysm sees at least 4, it may have been even 5 or 6. You saw tons, Sassagelink saw tons, and the game just has a laugh at us all.
So I think that's your final group stage match, right, DB2? How have you felt about the tournament so far? And it's great to end on your terms as well, giving yourself a chance for a bracket appearance.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's been pretty solid. I mean, we had a couple of rough seeds there toward the beginning. I think Archfield took a win in my first race with a over 2-hour time. I took a win in a 2:30 something time. But then an absolute jet against Jay Coper that he nipped me by a couple minutes in a Dragonlord fight. And really good performances overall, I think, kind of throughout. For the most part, we did what we could here. It's a win and you're almost in. You need a little bit of help. But without the win, you're sitting on the sidelines regardless. So, you go 4-2, you give yourself a good chance to hopefully sneak in with a 3rd seed. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and while that was going on, we had a very successful Dragonlord fight for Sassagelink. Get them GGs out in chat. 162 HP on our Dragonlord tonight. So yeah, definitely high end, and looks like we're being joined by Sassagelink. GG, how are you feeling about this one?
Man, tell me you have bad luck without telling me you have bad luck.
Yeah, the Red Dragon Barrage and Charlock definitely was the piece de resistance at the end for most of our runners.
Yeah, that first dive, I had such a clean dive and then miss menu on DL2. And man, I would have been done in an hour 5.
Gosh, that's rough, Sassage. I'm sorry to hear that. GG, though. Good on you for finishing it out.
GG.
Oh, it's all good. Thank you. GG's.
How'd you feel about that level 16 after Charlock started telling you no, and then you went and grinded it? Yeah.
At that point, I just already knew I was done, so I'm like, screw it. I'll just go get another level, see what it gives me.
Yeah, that's fair, and the extra heal more never hurts, just in case you need it there. But so yeah, officially gonna make this one an elimination race for you as a result of the result. But how you been feeling about the overall tournament for yourself?
It's been a fun tournament. I always enjoy the summer one with the standard flags, and even if I don't do well, still a good time.
Now you have one race left. Is that Jay Cooper, I believe?
Yes, that's tomorrow night.
Well, I think I know some people that are probably going to be rooting for you regardless. It's always fun to try and play spoilers when you get those moments.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So we'll ask you kind of like what we did the others. The early start, 4 strength, you got the extra key, the armor, and there's a fairy water and treasury. What was your thoughts on how to play that out?
Well, I started that one. I had the curse belt and then found Garenham real quick. And instead of, thinking ahead, I ended up getting the, club and small shield. So I reset just so I could go back and get the keys and then the armor. But after that, it seemed to go pretty smooth, especially having 30-something strength in level 2.
Yeah, level 2 was funny with that 33 strength pickup there. Really got you out of jail fast.
Yeah, it sure did.
So this was a doozy. It was mainly an extremely jetty seed that kind of came down to how well the game wanted to play, and occasionally, how well we want to play if we have that unfortunate missed menu situation, and it kind of rolled to a slow descent at the end for you guys. But overall, it was exciting from our part.
Yeah, it was a great race. It was a lot of fun to watch, but probably one of those stressful ones to be in when things seem like they're going fast.
Yeah, once I did that miss menu, I just kept looking over like, oh, he's going to finish any moment. He's going to finish any moment. But then after the third dive, I knew it was over. So, went and did a little grind on another level and finished up.
Well, looks like we're gonna be heading over to Speed Gaming 3, watching some oh gosh, my thing closed on me, of course. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest randomizer after this. Any final thoughts on this or anything else from the tournament before we move along here?
Nope. GG's to everyone, and good luck to everybody still playing and moving on. I'll be watching and rooting a lot of people on.
Yeah, same here. GG again to Sassage. GG, of course, on the other side of the race rooms as well to Silly Dabbit and Chromataclysm. Thanks to the cast and crew. And anybody who has not scheduled the remaining races that are still out there, I think there's 7 or 8 of them, schedule them up, get them done so we can have everything prepared and ready for Sunday for hopefully getting the brackets announced.
Yeah, because thinking of Diabetes being an admin, he's got to also work on that 5-way tiebreaker race in the Hurt War group after tonight's result as well. So that'll be a fun time for him and the other admins. All right, so yeah, like you said, get your races if you're out there in Raceland. If you want to be up here on the mic, join us. We got the Discord. We'll be more than happy to listen to your voice. Otherwise, I'll keep talking to you, I promise, and I'll bring Hoodie along with me for the ride. We have no problems with that. But give these runners a follow as well. They do a fantastic job doing a bunch of stuff, not just Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and have a good old time in all of their streams, to be quite honest. So give them some love. And Hoodie, any final thoughts before we ship off?
I got no final thoughts, but as one of the members of the 5-way chaos race, Dabbit, GG, and let chaos reign.
Very nice. I love it. So yeah, for our restreamer High Spirits, for our co-trackers tonight, we had Beta Omega Strep, and we had Shihali, and for my co-commentator Hoodie Two Shoes on BK9146. Everybody have a good night. Stay tuned. We have a lot more action, and we do have another race in 30 minutes on DWR Randomizer. Take care.